Now I get that not all of us have a personal training qualification with the knowledge and experience in order to create a fitness program. And if you're not doing so well in the cash department, you can't pay for someone to do it for you. Therefore, you're going to have to do it yourself. And that can be daunting on its own. I know, I've struggled with doing this many times, but in today's video I'm going to give you 5 key points to remember when creating your own fitness plan in order to help the process and make it go along a lot easier and a lot smoother for you. So as always, sit back, relax, grab a pen and paper, take notes down, and let's get ready to learn. Key point number 1, know what you want to achieve by the end of this program. Think about it like this. How are you going to write a program if you have no idea what the program is going to help you achieve by the end of it? For example, if you just want to get stronger and just increase the sheer amount of weight you can lift, then what's the point of creating a 12-week program that's based on hypertrophy style of training that's going to have you lifting less weight for more reps? It's not going to match up to what you want to achieve by the end of it. Or in another case, you just want to get abs and a better physique in general, then create a program that mixes hypertrophy based training along with cardio and implement drop sets, supersets, monster sets, circuit style training. Or if you do want to get stronger, just incorporate really heavy sets, low reps and a lot of sets to achieve that. Or even if you just want to improve on certain exercises like your full compound movement, your squat, overhead press, bench press and your deadlifts. If you want to improve on these exercises in specific, then create a program that utilizes the muscle groups involved in all of these exercises and how you want to perform them. Do you want to perform them explosively with a lot of power, or do you want to slow, controlled, negative and really control the weight on the way down? If that's the case, incorporate movements that utilize these certain muscle groups in these certain exercises. At the end of the day, if you're creating a program, you can base it around whatever you want. Whatever your end goal is, you can create a program to match that however you want. Key point number 2, change does not always equal progression. Whenever I send programs out to clients, I'm always met with a similar sort of response, and that's, it looks very similar week to week. And that's because it is. A big misconception that people have nowadays is that in order to see gains or to see progression in the gym, you need to be changing your routine up every single day, every single week, every single second. You need to be doing something different. It's not the case. Not by a long shot. Now people assume you do this by changing exercises every week, changing reps every week, changing the way you train every single week, but there's a massive flaw in this kind of thinking. You don't actually get true and measurable results from your performance in the gym. The way that I measure my progression in the gym is if I'm lifting more weight than last week. That could be lifting the same weight for more reps or more sets, or lifting a heavier weight. We'll take chest day for example. I will start off every single chest workout with a bench press with a barbell and an incline bench press, barbell or dumbbell. Now the way that I see progression in these lifts, and to know that I'm actually putting on muscle and getting stronger, is that the weight will increase week to week, or I'll do more reps and more sets week to week, or I'll finish my 8 reps for 4 sets and move on to a heavier weight. That is progression. If you are changing your routine up every single week and putting in new exercises, and maybe one week your bench press is the first movement and then the next week it's the last thing you do, you're not going to see true results. Now you can look in the mirror and you can see yourself getting bigger, you can look on the scales and see the number going higher, but you could just be putting on a load of fat and gaining weight that way. The only true way to measure your strength gain is in the gym and how you perform in it. So yeah, the scale may say you're getting bigger and you may look bigger in the mirror, but if you're still lifting 60 kilos for 10 reps for 4 sets for 2 months, you're not progressing, you are staying still. Moving on to key point number 3, and that's always have a plan B. Now when I say plan B, I'm not talking about the wrapper, and I'm not talking about creating a whole new program if this one isn't what you want or you're getting a little bit bored of it. What I'm talking about is having a plan B for your session that day. Let's paint a scenario for you. You've got your plan written down, it's chest day, you're going in the gym, you're going to do bench press, pec deck, some pec flyers, some push-ups and maybe a chest machine. You get in the gym and everything's being used. Your bench press is being used, the pec deck is being used. You can do push-ups, but you'd rather save them to the end of your workout. The cables are being taken up and you have no clue what the fuck you're gonna do. From here, you'll do 2 things. You'll either spend 20 minutes writing a new program for that chest day, or you'll spend 20 minutes fannying about on different exercises for different muscle groups until these machines are free. And at this point, you may as well just go and do cardio for 20 minutes because you're just wasting your time. But there is a saving grace. Before you actually get into the gym, write a plan B down for the majority of the exercises that you're doing for that day. When you're writing them down, make sure that they are either dumbbell related or you can do them body weight related, so that way you know you're always going to get that certain exercise done. Now this is going to save you a lot of ball ache from trying to write a new program down or waiting for someone to finish off on a machine, because you'll already have it down, and because it's so easily available, you're not going to be spinning your wheels and ruining your motivation and just having a complete bad session because you came unprepared. Now this is something that I faulted on a lot when I first started lifting, and the amount that it actually helps and that I've started to implement it into my routines now, it makes a world of a difference, and it just keeps you more organised. And if you're like me, as soon as your plan goes out the window, that's it, your organisation, your OCD is just completely screwed up, and it just ruins your mentality and gives you a crappy workout. So go in with a plan B, and again, not the rapper. Although if you do manage to get plan B in the gym with you, send me a selfie. This brings us on to number 4, which is do not push days back. Now this isn't so much about planning a program, more about executing it. Now this is something that I've done a lot and I see a lot of people do, and that's pushing certain sessions back to certain... Now this is something that I've done a lot, and this is something that I continuously see people doing. It's just pushing gym sessions to the end of their week's routine because they can't be bothered to go to the gym, or they're feeling tired, or the motivation's not there, for ridiculous reasons. Now in some cases, whether it's due to work, a family emergency, or anything that is a valid excuse to miss a gym session, anything like that is understandable, because at the end of the day, you're not pushing it back because of your laziness, you're pushing it back because you generally can't get to the gym session. So chances are, you are going to do that gym session at the end of your week. Now chances are, if you're pushing a gym session back because you can't be bothered or you're feeling lazy, chances are you're going to have the exact same feelings when that day comes right back around, and then you've missed a gym session, and then this becomes more frequent and you start missing more gym sessions, and then it becomes a routine that you don't want to train 5-6 times a week and you go down to 3 times a week, and then you're still pushing back gym sessions, all because you can't be bothered and you've got into that routine, and that is a bad mentality to have as soon as you get into it. Now half the battle is just getting up and getting to the gym. I guarantee you, if you just made the effort to get up, get dressed, and actually take a step outside of your house, you'll have the motivation there, and the closer you get to the gym, the more psyched up you're going to get for this gym session. It's just about executing it and not being lazy, and as soon as you feel that feeling, and you feel like you can't be bothered to go to the gym, get your ass up and make it an effort. Even if you just get outside and walk to the gym, chances are you'll go to the gym session anyway because you've walked to the gym for no reason. Jesus Christ, that was completely off the cuff. Usually these things are scripted, so you can tell how much I used to do this. And that brings us on to our 5th and final key point, and that's don't make your program boring. Although writing a 12-week program down actually may not take that long, just remember this is the next 3 months that you're devoting a large chunk of time to actually do, and that's where a lot of us fail. Pen to paper is easy to write down. When it comes to executing it, it's a different story, and we over-expect and underperform. What do I mean by this? I mean, we put in certain exercises that we're not really too fond of doing. We say we're going to go to the gym 6 times a week. We say we're going to do drop sets and supersets, and we're going to do cardio every single day. When it comes to executing and following through with them things, we don't do it, and then it disappoints us, and then we actually just hate going to the gym because we're not performing to what we expected ourselves to. So if you don't want to do certain type of exercises, don't write them into your program. Do exercises that you find fun. Jesus, I haven't done a squat in 2 to 3 weeks because I got bored of the movement. I hit a weight that I wanted to hit, and now I want to move on to improving my leg press and doing other exercises. I don't have to do squats. As long as you're working the muscle groups that are involved in that movement, you don't have to do it. Now I wouldn't say necessarily kick out every single exercise that you don't like doing for permanent. I'm not doing squats now, but in about 2 to 3 weeks I'm going to jump back on them because I need a break from that type of training. And that's another thing that I want to hit on. If you want to change up the type of training that you're doing, maybe once every few weeks, then by all means do it. Now does that contradict what I said in point 2 about changing doesn't always equal progression? No, because we're doing this every 4 to 5 weeks, and we're not changing the sort of placements of our exercises and how we're measuring our strength gains. We're just changing our program so we can enjoy it. Now I'm not saying choose completely different exercises every single week. I'm just saying maybe take out your compound movements and implement some more isolations and do more circuit-based training for maybe a week every 1 to 2 months or every 4 to 5 weeks, just anything like that. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to the gym 5 times a week and you're only putting an hour into it, bare minimum, over the next 3 months, that's 60 hours worth of training. That doesn't seem like a lot, but you think about it, that's nearly working 2 weeks. 2 full weeks in a full-time job. Could you imagine going to a job that you genuinely don't like, that you hate being there, and it just depresses you, and you just want to go home, and it drains your motivation, and you go into work with a good mood and then you just come out in a crappy one? Which, to be fair, is most people nowadays. But if you're going to devote a large chunk of time to training, you want to enjoy that training. You don't want it to feel like work. And on that sad note, we're going to end the video here. I hope you can take these 5 points that I've given you and implement them into your routine, or if you're starting to write your program up, you can start to structure it based around these 5 points that I've given. If so, feel free to like the video, subscribe to me, click the bell button so you're notified whenever I make a new video, which as of late isn't a lot, but we're changing that right now. Right now is a new video, one that you haven't seen before. And if you haven't seen all my other videos, go watch all of them. Shameless plug. But I will see you next Friday for another 5 Fridays. Have a good week. We'll see you.